Hey guys, Kalen from Vexen and Bruiser Baits and Bass Addiction Gear here. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things I use when it comes to bed fishing or fishing those bass that are protective this time of the year of their territories. And one of those big things right now, we've got the Avenger out from Bruiser Baits, of course. You got the Avenger and the Intruder. And one of the things I like to do this time of the year is I like to use a 1/4 ounce weight flat out tungsten, and I like to add a glass bead to it just so that I can just sort of jig it a little bit, barely even move it, but the weight hitting that glass bead gives it a little click and draws a little attention without me having to move the bait that much. And I'll show you that real quick. I've got my Vexen 7.6 heavy set up here, and I'll show you. I've got a flat out with a red glass bead there, and all I do, I don't peg it, I let it bounce off of it. You may be able to hear that. And all that's going to do is add just a little bit more presentation. It's a little different from what maybe some of the other guys that haven't picked up on that are using, so it's going to set your bait away from something that they may be used to seeing. Now, the difference in the Intruder and the Avenger, I like the Intruder. It's sleek. It's got thin little legs here, or claws, if you will. But my Avenger is going to have legs that are very similar to the Crazy Crawl, and they're going to flip a little more. They've got ledges on the edges there, and that gives just a little bit more kick and displaces a little bit more water. Very deadly playing around the beds or shooting through the pads or down through some mats and cover. My go-to though with Bruiser is, of course, the Crazy Crawl. I love it for throwing in pads, whether it's weightless, whether it's got a 1/4 ounce or more, dragging across the bottom, shaky head, really, really deadly, just barely ticking that thing along. But what I really love about this, what I was gravitating, what drew me to this bait years ago was the back end of this crawl is unlike anything else. That's a round, fat head, very durable, doesn't tear when it comes through the backs of pads, and to be honest with you, you don't go through as many baits. Very inexpensive to begin with, but can hold a 5/0 hook very well, and I'm a big believer in them. Try them out, throw them through the pads, burn them real quick across the top, through grass, over, down a riprap, whatever. Give them a try. Get the Crazy Crawl, get the Avenger or the Intruder from Bruiser Baits. Another thing I picked up from Bass Addiction Gear, if you didn't know, you can send in your plastics, your old plastics out of the bottom of the boat or what you've torn up to Bass Addiction Gear, and they'll make you new molds out of your old plastics. And this is something that I had them pour for me. Thanks guys to Steve and Devin over at Bruiser and Bass Addiction Gear. This is a color that I really love. I'm going to show it to you real quick. It is, I'm going to call it the Sand Mine. If I can get this, if I can get them to keep making this for me, this was a special just for me. I love it. It's got the color of a bluegill for me, that goldish green flash, and for me in clear or slightly stained water, really deadly. Guys, give them a try. Go like them at bassaddictiongear.com or the Facebook pages for Bruiser Baits, Bass Addiction Gear. Go check out Vexen rods. Check out the Vexen Ninja Frog out right now, and make sure that you give this video a like and share it around. Thanks guys. Get out there and catch some more bass, rip some lips, and good times, tight lines, and have fun.